This guy's special. He's local. He's from Cleveland. And he's the winner of last year's 2025, the latest World Series of Comedy. So from, yeah, oh yeah. Wait till I announce him. You're going to get double, you're going to get 2 claps. I barely got 1. But yeah, we're going to bring to the stage right now the 2025 World Series of Comedy winner from Cleveland, Rob Coleman. Woo!
One more time for Don. Y'all give it up for him. You sparked my interest, man. When you said the Browns were going to go to the Super Bowl if they got Faith, I thought Faith was a 6'5" quarterback out of Indiana or something. I was like, we got Faith coming? No, give it up for Don one more time, man. Browns ain't going to no Super Bowl. I don't care if they know I'm talking about them. What they going to do, come after me? I'll just disguise myself as an end zone. They'll never find me. Oh, happy belated Valentine's Day, guys. How you guys do yesterday? You guys have a good Valentine's Day? Yeah, okay. All right, cool. I had a great, phenomenal Valentine's Day. I bought my girlfriend these nice earrings and a necklace. My wife was not happy, though. I was like, she earned that, babe. No, but I do like to do a quick energy check before I get started. So all the men in the room, I know it's not a lot of us, but all the men in the room, can I get you real quick to say, hey, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
All right, can I get all the ladies real quick to give me a little, hey, Rob? I love ladies, man. Ladies, y'all the whole reason I do comedy. Because my best joke when I was growing up was, can I have your phone number? Ladies thought that was hilarious. They was like, Rob, you should be a comedian. 25 years later, here I am at KRACKPOTS, y'all. Give it up for me. Right? I've been married for 29 years, y'all. Can y'all believe that? Yeah, some people can't stay married for 29 minutes. Right? And I'm lucky because long marriages do run in my family. Like, I didn't know him, but I heard that my great-grandfather was married for a lot of years, right? And matter of fact, there's this story that runs through my family that his wife died. And during the funeral, the pallbearers were bringing her body into the chapel, and they accidentally bumped the entryway, and she woke up in the coffin. And they took her out the coffin, and she lived for another 10 years. And when she finally died again, they was bringing her back into the chapel, and my grandfather stood up and said, watch out for that wall. Y'all will get it on the drive home. On the way home, y'all gonna remember that joke and go, oh, that's... Now, with being married 29 years, man, I will tell y'all one of the secrets is to hang around people that's been married longer than you, right? I got an uncle that's been married for 50 years. He gives me advice all the time. He's like, boy, you got to switch it up. Every day you got to keep it new. I said, all right. He said, for my 25th year anniversary, I took my wife to China. I said, well, Dad, what'd you do for 50? He said, I went back and got her. I said, Unc, you can't do that. That is cheating. I don't know, man. What I want to talk about. I wasn't a cool kid growing up. As you know, my name is Rob Coleman. And imagine being a kid with the name Rob Coleman, being short and black. At the same time, Different Strokes comes out. So it's just me and Gary Coleman. Right? I'm going to school and they were like, you Rob Coleman? What you talking about, Willis? Every class I'm in, even the teachers is like, what you talking about, Willis? And I didn't know how to fight either, so I had to take it. You know, you had to know how to fight if people gonna talk about you, right? And I knew I couldn't fight. In elementary school, remember after school they would form that fight circle around you, and you put up your hands because you had to fight somebody, and you hear the crowd go, ooh, and you know you didn't throw a punch. That meant you weren't winning that fight. But I didn't mind. No, Monique was one of the toughest girls in third grade. Like nobody could beat her. She had hands. I wasn't good at sports. Every time I tried out for a team, coaches was like, "What you talking about, Willis?" I was too short for basketball, wasn't fast enough for track, but I did try football, right? And people was like, "Well, what position did you play?" I played RB and LB. People are like, "Ooh, running back and linebacker?" No, right bench and left bench. Wherever the coach put me, that's where I was the rest of the game, right? And y'all already know I wasn't cool with girls. I was the friend zone dude. Ladies, y'all were so cruel because y'all could put a dude in the friend zone. Like, you guys, you ever been friend zoned? Yeah, right? You think you have this special relationship with this girl? I remember I thought I was dating this girl. I was like, "So, can I take you skating Saturday?" She was like, "Yeah, come pick me up." I get to her house at the time she told me, while her and her boyfriend came out the house. He walked up to me like, "So you taking us skating, little man?" The toughest thing I could say was, "Yeah, get in the back, and you better buckle your seatbelt." I got played all the time, man, being a friend zone dude. I know you guys have your stories too. Girls was like cruel like that. After the movies, I remember I was a kid, I was like a teenager. I took a girl to the movies, right? And we went to Denny's afterwards, right? And we're sitting there, we're waiting for the waitress. The waitress comes over and say, "Ooh, you guys make a cute couple." She looked at me and said, "Ooh, no, that's just my friend." And I got real sad and hurt. And I was like, "We haven't ordered yet." An order for a friend go way different than a girlfriend, right? That waitress was like, "What will you be having?" I said, "Well, I'll be having steak and eggs. My friend is going to have whatever she's willing to pay for." That's why I don't go to class reunions. Do you guys go to your class reunions? Yeah, right? To me, a class reunion is just an opportunity to get all the people responsible for some of the most traumatic moments in your life together in one room and let them reminisce about it to old school music, right? Because that's what happens every time I go to my class reunion. Somebody pulls me aside and be like, "You Rob Coleman." And I'm doing comedy, right? So I think they remember me, right? "You Rob Coleman." "Yeah, I am. I remember you." "Oh, yeah, from where?" "You the little dude that sneezed and peed on himself in front of everybody at the school assembly. Remember it was the 11th grade, you was on stage? You sneezed and was like, uh-oh." Remember all the parents was in the audience? You remember that, don't you? They always wonder, you remember that, don't you? Yeah, me and my therapist talk about it every Friday. It was traumatic, man. Those same girls that I friend zoned, they friend zoned me. And sometimes I go back and see them at the reunion. This one girl walked up to me and was like, "You used to want to date me, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, I did." And we looked out on the dance floor, and this guy was doing all the old school dances, like one of the most popular guys in the school, right? Still had all the moves. She said, "You see him out there?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "He wanted to date me too. Matter of fact, he asked me to marry him in high school, and I told him no." I looked out there again, that dude was dancing. I said, "Well, hell, it looked like he's still celebrating." Dating was hard back in the day, man. That's why I got married early. Dating was crazy. I mean, it's swipe left and swipe right now. But I dated back in the 90s where you had to face rejection face to face. Old school rejection, right? A girl will reject you and tell you why, right? I remember asking a girl to dance one time. I was like, "Would you like to dance?" She was like, "I don't like short men." I said, "I don't like short men neither. You want to dance or not?" I can't stand them. Girls will tell you why. I asked a girl to dance one time. I leaned in and was like, "Would you like to dance?" She said, "Oh, first dance with these Tic Tacs because your breath stank." I remember one time I was dancing on the floor with this girl. We was getting down, doing our thing. And she grabbed my butt. I was like, "Oh, that was nice." Found out later she stole my wallet. I said, "Come back with that, hey." It was hard, man. 90s. Oh, it was so tough. I remember dating this girl one time. I had this nightmare happen. I'm out with her, right? We at the mall, we holding hands, we walking through the mall. Her ex-boyfriend came around the corner. Big dude, like 6'2", 6'3". He saw her, was like, hey, what's up, little bit? Grabbed my girl and picked her up and started swinging her around. I said, no, this dude didn't just pick my girl up. I said that to myself because he was a big dude, right? She said, this is my new boyfriend, Robert. He said, hey, what's up, little man? And picked me up, too. I didn't just take it, though. I was at least kicking my feet. I was like, put me down. You ever had your friends try to set you up with somebody? Anybody ever had that? My friend tried to set me up with this girl one time. Rob, she's perfect for you. She like all your little dumb jokes. She in the comic books and all that stuff, dumb stuff you into. Only thing is, she get a little embarrassed because she got a big mansion. I said, I don't care. Give me her name, number, address. I'll go pick her up. We'll go have a good time. So I get to her house. She got a regular house. I'm like, huh. She said she got a big mansion. I knock on the door. She answered the door and had a full beard. And I said, oh, what the? Oh, she got a big man chin. A man chin, not a, he said it too fast. I didn't catch it. So we dated for 3 months and then couldn't figure out our razor situation. So we end up calling it quits. I don't know, man. I'm married now, though. Like I said, 29 years. We at a stage of marriage that nobody warns you about. We are empty nesters now, guys. Any empty nesters in here? You guys empty nesters? Kids grown and gone? Yeah, it's a good feeling, ain't it? Yeah, I always like to look around the office, around the club, to see those people who are almost empty nesters. It's always somebody in the audience that still got that 29-year-old that still live in the basement or the attic. Every now and then he roams the hallway with a bowl of cereal and a video game joystick. He got on Spider-Man pajamas and a Nirvana t-shirt. Hey, Dad, what's the Wi-Fi code again? Get out of here and go somewhere they have Wi-Fi. Leave and go where they have Wi-Fi. All right? But we empty nesters, man. I love it. Me and my wife, we walk around the house all day, Winnie the Pooh, you know? Shirts, no bottoms. When my son moved out, my wife looked at me and was like, what we gonna do now? I said, change the locks. He might come back, right? Over the holidays, my friends asked me, when's the last time you seen your kids? I said, on the Ring doorbell camera. Don't come in here no more. You can't come in. Stop. Me and my wife, we date again. We have fun. Only thing is, I don't like to go out to eat a lot because it's too expensive. But my wife can't cook. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. Y'all like, how bad could it be? Well, last weekend she burned my breakfast and I had to tell her, babe, cornflakes don't go like this. What is this? It's flakes and milk. Why is this? On my birthday, she made me a meatloaf, right? Because I like meatloaf. But it was her meatloaf. And later on, she was like, I've been reading Cosmopolitan. If we get a little kinky, it's okay to choke a little bit. I said, all right. So I gave her some of that meatloaf. I was like, it choked me. Let it choke you, too. It choke the whole house. Choke everybody. Give some to the dog. Yeah. We rerunning rules about the refrigerator. Fellas, in the refrigerator, what's yours is hers and what's hers is hers. Nothing in that refrigerator belongs to you. I found that out the hard way. We went to Cheesecake Factory and I bought this big slice of cheesecake, right? Had the whipped cream, the sprinkles, you know how they put the cherry on it? Perfect, but it was too big. I couldn't finish it, right? So I put it in the refrigerator to save it for later. Now it's 3 or 4 days later. I'm sitting on the couch. My wife is out with her girlfriends and I'm on the couch like, I want a snack. What do I have in there? And I remembered that cheesecake. Now I'm a big guy. I don't know about you, but if you remember you got a snack in the refrigerator and you a big guy, dude, it's like your birthday, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Labor Day, President's Day. It's like all the holidays mixed into one. I jumped off the couch like cheesecake, right? Now cheesecake don't have a dance, but I made one up that night. I was like cheesecake. I'm gonna get this cheesecake. My cheesecake. I'm gonna get this cheesecake. I'm in the kitchen like my cheesecake. Open up the fridge. My cheesecake. I'm gonna get this cheesecake. My cheesecake. Where is the cheesecake? I don't see the cheesecake. I got my cheesecake. So I did what we all do. I closed the door and thought about it for a minute and opened it back up again. Cheesecake. I'm looking at places it can't be. I done looked in the little butter drawer. I done put the little drawer where all the vegetables are spoiled at. You know you got them spoiled vegetables. That bag of liquid that used to be a cucumber, you got that. How long has this been in here? Forever. So I'm mad. I called my wife. She said, hey, baby, what's up? I said, cheesecake. I want my cheesecake. She said, that cheesecake from 4 days ago, it was old. I threw it away. You threw away my cheesecake? My cheesecake? Then I looked over at the garbage can. What time did you throw it away? Hey, come on now. It was at the top of the garbage can, fellas. The box is still closed. It had the sprinkles and the cherry. That's a $15 slice of cheesecake. And what I'm gonna do? Fight my wife? My wife will beat me up for real, right? If it was me at the Oscars instead of Will Smith, my wife would have slapped Chris Rock. She tough, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I told my wife when we got married, I said, babe, you got an anger problem. She said, who the hell you think you talking to? I said, you got an anger problem. She said, I'll punch you in your mouth right now. I said, can we talk about it after church? This is ridiculous. I mean, this is crazy right now. She tough, man. I love it though, man. She get jealous. I don't know if the ladies get jealous, fellas. We went shopping over the Christmas break, and we walked past the Victoria's Secret, right? And she turned to me with clenched teeth and said, I saw you looking at them mannequins. You think I would cheat on you? With a mannequin? Like, how's that gonna work, right? You come home early from work, I'm like, oh, my wife is coming. Hi. Why are you just standing there? Get in the closet. Hi. And I'm gonna have like mannequin side children all over Cleveland, going to their games, right? Which kid is yours? The one in the outfield. No, man. My wife is cool though, man. I love her, man. Very old school. You know, she's the authoritarian of the house. You know, I'm a comedian, man. I can't be hard on the kids. But when she comes in the house, boy, I remember when the kids was little. I'm throwing them around. I'm daddy, right? You ever bounce your kids on the bed or whatever, right? She come in the house and be like, when I come upstairs, I'm gonna have your ass in the bed. I don't know who she talking to. I get in the bed too. Be quiet. She mad right now, y'all. She come upstairs like, get out of bed. You got to cut the grass. All right. She made me miss when the kids was little, man. When my kids was little, my empty nesters, do you miss when your kids was little? Like little, right? Not that teenager. I'm talking about at the age where if they got kidnapped, you would still pay the ransom. You know, kidnappers get that 15-year-old, you got to rethink it like, they might keep her for a couple of weeks. You hate me, try living with these kidnappers for a month, right? But I miss when my kids was little because my kids was cute, man. I still go back and look at pictures because I remember how cute they were, right? My son was an inquisitive little kid, you know, always asking questions. It was to the point where they wanted to put him on medication. And I'm old school, man. I don't know if there's any Gen Xers in here. I was born in 1969, man. We don't play medication. Medication? Nah. push him down some stairs, slam his hand in the desk or whatever. This stuff we used to do to us, right? He'll act right. He'll act good. It's like, we don't do that anymore. We want to put him on medication. I said, I don't want him on medication. They said, we think we should be on medication. I said, I don't want him on medication. My wife was like, you try it first. Okay. All right. Game on, right? He's 10. He got to take 1 pill a day. I'm 3 times his size. I'll take 3. Let me tell y'all something. I have never paid this much attention in my life. My wife was like, are you listening to me? I was like, yeah, I actually am this time, right? She would come home from work. I'd be like, oh, wow, is that a new blouse? You got your hair done? Right? It's like, I'm like, she's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, shh, you don't hear that bird flying over the house, right? Like, me and my son both in the living room counting ceiling tiles. 1, 2. We were just super focused, right? Now, it's years later, my son is off the medication while I'm still on it. My wife keeps renewing my subscription, right? Hey, well, go to Walgreens and pick up your medicine. My son was, when he was little, he wanted a dog. He was like, Dad, can you get me a dog? Now, I told you, I'm Gen X. We don't, buy a dog. Go outside and catch a dog, right? When I was growing up, you didn't go and buy a dog. You just went outside with a piece of lunch meat and a jump rope and came back a half hour later like, Dad, I got a dog. You hear what your parents tell you. Put them in the backyard. You got to take care of them, right? So I told my son, yeah, go catch a dog. My wife was like, no, don't tell him that. He'll come back with the neighbor's dog or something, right? You got to go to the pound and get like a rescue dog. I was like, oh, I didn't know, right? So I was like, all right, bet. So I take my son to the pound. They had dogs from the floor to the ceiling. I didn't realize there's that many dogs in there. And my son looked at me and was like, Dad, there's a lot of dogs. I said, yeah, it is. He was like, Dad, what do they do with the dogs that they can't sell? I said, oh, I didn't think about that, right? And I was like, son, if a dog is too old or too sick, I think they put him to sleep. My son looked at me sad and was like, how they put him to sleep? My daughter was like, they tell him some of Daddy's jokes. I said, what? Go get in the car. You got to go to the car. Because that was my daughter, man. My daughter is a fighter, right? She's been a fighter since day one. She was the one that would throw tantrums on me if I take her to the store. Like my son never threw tantrums. My daughter would challenge me, right? Oh, Dad, why can't I have a toy? Why can't I have a toy? Why? I have a tantrum right back on her because I'm a struggling comedian and I don't have any money. I get paid and scratch off tickets and spaghetti dinners. She's like, Dad, stop. You're embarrassing me. She's a fighter, man. I remember she was little. I used to put her in the child seat. I don't know if you guys ever had this. I would put her in the child seat, lock her in, click, click. I'd get in the driver's seat and I'll be driving and I hear click, click. Did she just unlock her child seat? Have you had this? Right? Dude, I pull over, I look in the back, she done unlock the child seat. Like, what now? So I lock it again. Click, click. Get back in the driver's seat. I'm driving. Click, click. What is going on? Right? I was like, she was like, I bet you wish you would have bought me that toy. I said, what? I put her back in the child seat. Click, click. I'm driving. Click, click. Okay, what's going on? All of a sudden, I feel a little hand come across my face. We fought for 15 minutes. And when I finally got her home, my wife was waiting for us in the driveway. Like, why y'all coming home so late? I was like, we had an issue. She looked in the back and my daughter wasn't in the child seat. She says, where's the baby? I said, she in the trunk. She had an issue with the child seat, so the trunk worked best for this ride. She's a fighter, man. That's what I love about her, though, man. And I do, my kids are grown now, but I know why girls mature faster than boys now. Because I raised a daughter and a son. And people say, oh, it's biological. Girls just mature faster than boys. No, they don't. I could prove it. Go to any department store and walk into the toy aisle and go down the girls section. It's all playhouses, Barbie dolls, baby dolls, those playheads where you have to do hair, easy bake ovens. Girls have been playing like adults since they was 5 years old. Now go down the boys aisle. It's all a bunch of stuff you can never be in your life. It's all robots and dinosaurs, right? I have to tell my son, I don't care how many college courses you take, you cannot be a dinosaur. There are no jobs for Tyrannosaurus Rexes out here, son. What do you think you're going to be? You're going to work for UPS as a pterodactyl? There is no jobs for dinosaurs. And I should have known because when they was 10, I asked my daughter, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, an orthodontist. I said, that's good. I asked my son when he was 10, what do you want to be when you grow up? He said, Optimus Prime. I said, what? I said, you can't be that. He said, Megatron? I said, no. You can't be neither one of them. My daughter played with Barbie all the time, like too much. I remember one time I got in the shower to take my nightly shower, and I'm in the shower, I'm washing up, and I noticed my daughter had left a Barbie in the shower, right? So I'm like, I picked the Barbie up, I'm rinsing it off. My wife came in the bathroom, I said, and put it behind my back. My wife said, Rob, give me the Barbie, our daughter needs it to go to sleep. I said, I ain't got the Barbie. She said, Rob, stop playing, let me see your hand. I was like, pfft. She said, Rob, stop playing, let me see your other hand. I was like, she was like, okay, maybe you don't have it. She left. I said, woo! Pulled it out and the head was gone. My daughter never played with Barbie again after that. We started buying her G.I. Joe after that, right? Oh, man. All I want to do, man, is just give you guys some advice before I get out of here. This helped me in 2025. As you know, I won the World War Series of Comedy. Right? Change your attitude about yourself. If you got a negative attitude about yourself, change it today. You know what I mean? It helps so much to just have a positive attitude about yourself, right? Because what do we all do in January? That New Year's resolution, right? I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to drop a couple of pounds. Not me, not this year. I'm going to get some fat friends. That's right. That's my New Year's resolution. You got to be 250 and over to be in my friend group this year. Don't send me a friend request on social media unless it has your blood pressure and your cholesterol numbers. I need to know those. We might need to share medications or clothes. Locations of buffets, right? Burger King sandwich reviews. You can't shop without having a fat friend. Hey, they got some good shirts over at Burlington. I'm going to get everything fat. I'm going to get a fat dog. Yeah, y'all see me up here. I can't be playing with no young, in-shape dog. I need an old, fat dog that I have to carry outside to play. Hey, come on, boy. We're going outside to play. I put him down in the backyard and throw the ball, and we just look at each other. You gonna go get it? And the dog is like, you gonna go get it? I just take his fat boy back in the house. Come on, boy, we going back in the house. I put him down to take a nap. I put my CPAP mask on. He put his CPAP mask on. I just want a dog with the same illnesses as me, is all I'm saying. If I got a diabetes sensor, he should have a diabetes sensor. Is that me or you, boy? You need a candy bar. I'm getting everything fat for real. I'm going to get a fat doctor. Yeah. I get tired of doctors telling me I need to lose weight, right? I want a doctor so fat that when I walk in the office, he's like, hey, hey, hey. I don't know why he's floating. I feel like a fat doctor should float a little bit. Hey, hey, hey. Rob, you looking good today. I don't need to lose no weight. Oh, man, come on here. Give me a hug. Take this slice of cheesecake with you before you go. I'm kidding, man. You got to lose some weight. You better lose it. It's just hard, though, man. You know, I want to lose weight because shopping, man, you know. It's hard to shop when you are a little heavier. You know what I'm saying? I was at Target, true story. I was at Target the other day, and they have a section for larger women, where they have like the full size mannequins and everything, and larger women can buy clothes. But go to the men's section. They only got skinny and fit. Like all your mannequins look like you. Right? They all like are slim and fit and young looking. I'm like, where the dad bod mannequins? Have you ever seen a dad bod mannequin? Man, have you ever seen a dad bod mannequin? They don't make them, right? So I'm boycotting Target. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start shopping in the women's section. That's right. I'm gonna start buying your jeans, ladies. I think I'm about a 14, 16. When you come to Target and you can't find jeans, look for me. I'll be walking looking good, am I? It's rough buying clothes. I got to go to the big and tall section when I go shopping. And y'all see the situation up here. I'm not tall. So it's all a big section to me, right? Especially, and then when I go to JCPenney, you found the big and tall section because there's a big picture of Shaquille O'Neal like, you found it. Here you go, right here. Come get your big self a shirt. Here you go. Get a shirt. You can't fit the pants, but get a shirt. You look like a dress on me, Shaq. Leave me alone. I got all kinds. Shaq can sell anything, won't he? I think Shaq could do a feminine product commercial. Always with wings. Yeah, Shaq, stop. Shaq will sell anything, is all I'm saying. So I don't know, man. Listen to your doctors, fellas. I'm 56, man. I turned 56 in December. And man, all I can say is go to that doctor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How old are you, man?
47.
Okay. All right. Did they do the thing yet?
Yeah,
They did the thing? Okay.
it was fun. Very undelightful.
No, yeah, it's not. I was like, can I go to sleep for this? They was like, no, you don't need to. I kind of want to, I would prefer you put me to sleep. But no, it's over with quick, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you let him put you to sleep. Nice. All right. I love it. It shocked me, man. Because, for years, men's doctor's appointments are and you out of there, right? Women's doctor's appointments are way worse than ours. Ours take 30 seconds. Then I turned 50, and that doctor started putting on that glove, and I'm thinking, oh, he must have forgot to check somewhere. He was like, that's not where I need to check, Robert. I said, well, where you need to check? He said, lower. I said, well, where you need to check, because we're not going to be here all day, right? But let them check, man. Don't be no punk, man. Women's doctor's appointments are way worse. You don't believe me? Go on a breast appointment with your woman. They got to put their breast in this machine. Now, I don't know what the name of this machine is, but it need to have George Foreman in front of the name of it, right? The George Foreman breasts. Fellas, you are not putting your testicles in a George Foreman testicle tester. I'm just telling you. You are not going to take that risk. Here you go, Doc. Go ahead and no, you're not going to do it. Women are stronger than us, man. I've been married to a woman for 30 years. So go. I know it's embarrassing. I know. The last time I went, the doctor greased his hand up, turned me around, bent me over, and found that Barbie head. She was no longer a blonde, guys, and had a surprised look on her face. Oh, you look like you don't believe me. Here you go, right here. Thank you. I need that for my PPO. Got a deductible. But go, man. And this year, man, get everything right, man. Get your money right. That's something I'm trying to do because my credit is bad. My credit's so bad, the last dude that ran my credit messed his credit up too. I'm serious. I found out my credit was bad over the pandemic, guys. You remember when they was giving those PPP loans out? All my comedian friends was like, Rob, go get a PPP loan. All the comedy clubs are shut down. All you got to do is tell them you're a comedian. You know, all you need is a good excuse and a heartbeat, and they'll give you $10,000, right? So I'm in there trying to get a PPP loan and got turned down. They had me in the bank sounding like the rapper Lil Jon, because I was in the lobby like, I was turned down for what? Turned down for what? They was like, are you behind on your student loans? I said, yeah. They said, well, we can't give you the loan. I said, okay. I found out the secret though. I saw this old guy get turned down for a loan and he was not having it. He got up and hit the desk like, boom, this is preposterous. Who can I talk to? So they called the branch manager, the regional manager, the district manager, and they gave this guy the loan. So when they got to me and turned me down, I got up and hit the desk, boom, this is preposterous. Who can I talk to? She called the security guard, the police, the army, the navy. I did not get that loan, right? But get yourself together this year, man. You know, I'm hoping that this is a year that we can kind of heal our society. You know what I mean? Heal friendships, heal stuff with family. You know, my father passed away right as we healed things between us. You know what I mean? If I could just be personal for a second, you know, because I appreciate my father now that he's gone because he saved me and didn't even realize he did. You know, he kept me out of trouble and didn't even know it. When I was a kid, he hung a picture of himself up in the house in his police officer uniform. So when my friends was little, they would come over to the house. They saw that picture of my dad. So when they started getting in trouble as they got older, they would never call me. Don't call Rob. His dad is Popo. His dad is 5-0. You know, don't call Rob. His dad is police, right? And they would never call me. So when he got older and sicker, I wanted to thank him before he passed. And I was like, Dad, listen, I just want to thank you, man. You don't even realize you kept me out of a lot of trouble, man, and didn't even know you did it, hanging that picture up. He was like, what picture? I said, that picture of you in a police officer uniform. And I want to thank you as your service as a police officer. He said, boy, I ain't no police officer. I said, well, what about that picture? He said, boy, that was a Halloween party. You ain't see the Indian and the astronaut next to me? We doing YMCA in the picture. You ain't noticed that? I said, Dad, I ain't know. But take some time, man. You know, he really did hang a picture of himself on the wall as a police officer. You know, that is a true story. I just made it a joke. And appreciate the people, man, especially people that's, you know, trying to keep you in church. You know, because we definitely need church, right? You know, yeah, exactly. I know this is a church crowd, and I appreciate all my relatives that were religious. You know, because I got some that wasn't. I got an uncle that was like very much not religious, right? When my son was little, he had swallowed a penny, and we was going to take him to the emergency room, but my car wouldn't start. So I called my uncle and was like, "Hey, I need your car, uncle, so I could take my kid to the emergency room. He swallowed a penny." And my uncle was like, "Take him to church. They got every nickel out of your mama." I said, "Unc, that's not cool, right?" But then I had an aunt that was very religious, you know, and God used to show up in her life all the time. Like I remember one time her house got robbed and she had came downstairs. She lived by herself. She came downstairs. The burglar was in the kitchen, like looking through stuff. And she ain't know what to do, right? She ain't had no gun or anything. So she snuck up behind the burglar and was like, Acts 2:38, be still and know that I am the Lord. And the burglar froze right there, right? So she called the police and the police came and they got on the burglar and the burglar was standing right where he was when she said the verse. So they arrested the guy and was taking him to the car. And they was like, dude, why did you just stand there? All the lady did was say a Bible verse. He said a Bible verse. She said she had an axe and 238s. So find a good church home, man. I'm still looking. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, my wife goes to church. I'm still trying to figure it out, man, you know, because I don't like the church you go to. You know, we visited this one church recently and it didn't feel right. They had metal detectors at the door, right? And I walked through the metal detector and I was like, you know, what's up with the metal detector? You know, it's a rough neighborhood. And she was like, the lady at the desk was like, do you have a gun? Do you have a knife? I said, no. She said, here, take this one. You're going to need it. This is a rough church. But stay connected, man. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. You know what I'm saying? We don't make a lot of money as comedians, you know what I'm saying? But your laughs and everything are payment enough, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you guys laughing at the jokes. But if you do want to give us a little bit of money, I'm actually going to be selling these bracelets after the show. It just has a little joke on it in my website. So if you would like a bracelet, stop by. No price, just donations. Whatever you want to give me is fine. Or just stop and take a picture. And if you guys could do me the biggest favor, follow me online. I'm on all platforms at the letter R, the letter U, Funny Rob. Are you Funny Rob? And if you follow me, I'll follow you back. And I just really appreciate you guys laughing, coming out to Crackpots and enjoying some live comedy, man. Clap it up for yourselves for coming out. Clap it up for Don for organizing the show. Clap it up for Emily, man, getting up here. That's my mama right there, And clap it up for yourselves one more time, man. I really appreciate you guys laughing. It means a lot. I'm Rob Coleman, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, people, good show, right? Good show. Just wanted to, thank you. Just wanted to comment about his Barbie story. I'm a girl dad, so you have to play Barbies right. So the one story stuck in my head forever. Play Barbies, and I'm just there. I'm not